Welcome back. Now, in this lecture, we'll see how we can create a new project, which is ASP.NET Core, and how we can actually understand the things. We'll go through the project structure itself, so we'll see what is that www root folder. We'll go through some project.json and the other parts. First, how to create it? Well, we're going to File, New, and Save the project. Here, we need to go in Templates, Visual CS, and choose .NET Core. In .NET Core, I need to choose ASP.NET Core Web App, which is running on .NET Core platform. Here we're going to provide some project name, so I'll say introduction, that will be fine. And then you create it. Here what you can choose empty project, you can have web API or web application. Well, in our case, we would like web application. Here you can choose what version of ASP.NET Core you want, 1.0 or 1.1. We will choose the latest, which is 1.1. And then you click OK. Now you just wait the project to be created. Now we have created it, and this is our landing page, which you receive when you create the ASP.NET Core project. Here you can see an overview, connect services, and if you want to add some configurations for publishing to Azure, ISFTP, or just on our file system. So closing this, basically that's what we see initially. Now let's start. Let's start and see, for example, www root folder. That's something new. Well, what is web folder? ASP.NET Core has a new way for keeping static content into the project. In previous version of ASP.NET, there was no application root level service to keep static files separate from routing URLs. In ASP.NET Core, that web root folder is where we put our static contents and libraries so that they are accessible right from the root of the project. This could be, as you can see, CSS, images, JavaScript, or any libraries. The next thing are dependencies. Dependency section is used to manage Bower and NPM tooling packages. So, for example, Bower, we use it for client-side packages with their dependencies like jQuery, Bootstrap, and Angular, and Bower has bower.json file. Basically, that file contains all packages and dependencies that we have installed. So Bower and NPM dependencies appear here in this section. The next thing is program.cs class. Program.cs is the most important file in ASP.NET Core. Now, if we open this file and see the code, here we actually find that this class contains main method, which looks quite familiar with that you have seen in C# console apps. So ASP.NET Core 1.1 applications at their core are console applications which has well-defined entry point like that of console apps. The class is used to instantiate, build, run the server, IIS, and Kestrel, and host the application. We also define the root of the project here. Every piece in this class is available as NuGet package. There is no need to download ASP.NET Core separately than .NET Core. I've also here, basically you can go through it and see that what actually we're doing. Well, we're creating new web host builder. We are using Kestrel, for which we'll speak later. We have some default root, and here we're using IIS. So to build it, we got IIS and Kestrel integration. Here we are providing some startup class. We're saying use application sites and build it. To the end, we're just running it. Now what is the startup class? So here we got startup.cs. You can find it here inside our project structure. Startup class is another important file. It has two methods, configure services and configure. This class basically is used to configure middlewares on the request pipeline. We also use this as dependency injection container for ASP.NET Core as it is integrated in ASP.NET Core. We add and configure middlewares in startup class, configure method, and middlewares are essentially small pieces of code that is executed whether other requests come to your application. Now we'll speak for this a little bit later. So far you can see that we got startup, we got program, we got bundle config, Basically, what is the bundle config? Well, here we're using it for bundling and minification for the project. For example, for our CSS, JavaScript code as well. Another thing is Bower, for which we already said that this is part of Bower Package Manager. We got app settings. App settings is a file which we use to actually write some settings here. And what is a setting? Well, any credential, any constant properties and fields that you think will be for the whole application are coming here. In the future, we'll see when we go to the next lectures that we got different app settings for different environments. So, for example, setting is connection string. Now, if I want to add connection string, I'll do it in this file. And let's say for development environment and for production environment, I'll have different connection strings, right? For wife and test database. So in app settings, you're defining these things. The rest of the things are the same as in MVC5. So you got views and you got controllers folder. Properties is not something new. Connected services as well. We know what that's doing. So here again we're keeping the convention. Inside controllers we got home controller. That's why we're creating home folder with views for that controller. We got shared for whole application, and we got two files, view import and view start, which we're going to review in the future. So basically that's quick introduction to the project structure, how does it look like, and very basic things. Now in the incoming videos we're going to step in these things one by one and get to know them better. Thank you for watching and happy coding!